Well, hey everyone, I'm Exit Sign 250, and welcome to System Test 11 with board number 1, and this will be a no power test. So I was trying to film a system test video for today, and we had a very bad storm come through and it knocked out the power to my house. So I said, hey, why not do a no power system test video? Let's go ahead and acknowledge both of the panels. They're beeping right now in trouble, telling me that there is no power. But it's kind of hard to hear me, so we're going to go ahead and acknowledge them to get them to stop beeping. So yeah, I think this will be the very first no power system test I've ever done. So it's going to be different, it's going to be interesting, and I think it'll just be fun. So let's go ahead and get started. As you can see, it's pretty dark in my room. However, I'm not completely left in the dark though. I do have some of my exit signs and emergency lights in emergency mode, helping me to see better and see around my room, but unfortunately the ones I have installed aren't really the brightest ones in my collection, so it's still going to be hard to see the devices on my demo systems. But I do have this nifty light on my camera setup, which will help us see everything a bit better. Anyways, so I'm going to go ahead and show off all the devices I have installed for this video, then we will get on with the test. So on the Firelight MS9200 UDLS addressable fire alarm demo system, for the pull stations, I have my Firelight BG10L. This was a BG10LX, meaning it was addressable, but I converted it to conventional, and it's currently installed in the conventional pull station location on my demo system here, and it's being monitored by this monitor module. Next to it is the Firelight BG12LX addressable pull station. Something kind of neat about it is if I turn off the light, you can see the LED inside of it that's polling. And that's something I really like with addressable devices. That is the LED that blinks on the inside. And all the LED means is the device and the panel are communicating with each other. And we have the panel. We'll go ahead and take a look on the inside. Nothing too new is going on. Here's the backup batteries. This will be the first time I'm actually using them in this panel, which is pretty cool. Again, these are normally here for just display purposes, and so I don't get a trouble on the panel normally, but it's cool to see them working. And if I turn off my light, you can see that the panel's LCD screen isn't lit up, and the reason it's not is to save some battery life when it's in a power outage. But if you press any button on the display, it'll come on for a second, and you can see right now it says trouble in system. It's kind of hard to tell, but it says trouble in system AC fault. Above the panel, of course, are the same Firelight monitor modules, and above those, for notification appliances, right here we have a Wheelock NS. It's set on low volume, and I have the candela set to 15 candela. Beside of that, we have another Wheelock alarm. This is an AS. It's also on low volume, and it's fixed 75 candela. Both of these horn strobes are being coded by the panel, and the coding is code 3, and something else kind of neat is the panel is also syncing both the horns and the strobes. So when the alarm is activated, that'll be kind of cool to see both of these in perfect sync. For smoke detectors, I have my System Sensor 2100 photoelectric smoke detector. I like the look of it. I think it looks pretty neat. And yeah. And of course, we have the Firelight SD355 photoelectric addressable smoke detector. Moving on to the next system, that is the Firelight MS5UD demo system. Let's look on the inside. Nothing, again, is too new. I conveniently have some of my exit sign batteries connected to the system, so this panel has battery backup. I normally just bypass the battery connection so I don't get a trouble, but like I said, I conveniently have these batteries connected right before the storm hit. Man, I'm funny, aren't I? Also, just like the MS9200 UDLS, the display on this panel isn't on, but if you press a button, well, I thought if you press a button, the display comes on, but I guess it doesn't. That's funny. And you can see it also says trouble in system, AC fault. Beside of it, of course, is the Firelight ANN80 annunciator, and just like this panel and that panel, kind of, the LCD is normally not on, but if you press a button, it comes on for a second. I don't know why the MS5UD doesn't do that, just the annunciator, but whatever. And you're probably thinking that I'm very fascinated with this feature, and I guess I am. For pull stations, we have the Firelight BG8, looks pretty good. And we have the Edwards 270 SPO. I also like the look of it in this location. And the simplex key switch, as always. For notification appliances, we kind of have a weird variety. So on the end is the Cerberus Pyrotronics MTL multi-tone horn strobe. It's fixed 110 candela, and I have the tone set to just horn tone on code 3. Beside of it is the EST Genesis horn only, also set to code 3. And in the ceiling location, we have the System Sensor non-ADA mass strobe. This is actually the newer non-ADA mass. You can tell by the different fire lettering font. And this one I also think is fixed 15 candela. So yeah. The only detector on this system for this video is the Edwards heat detector. This is 135 degrees fixed, and it's also rate of rise. And we will be testing this heat detector in the video. That's everything installed for this test. And now there's only one thing left to do, and that's pulling the alarm. So we'll start off with the addressable system. And here we go. 3, 2, 1. Takes it a second to do audible silence, but you can tell both of the strobes are fully synced together. Let's reset the pull station and the panel. Put the key back and press reset. While that system is resetting, we'll activate this system with the BG8. There is audible silence in the MTL and the mass strobe. And we'll also reset the BG8 while we're here and reset the system from the panel. Now let's test the smoke detectors with my trusty can of Smoke Saber. Let's see which one activates the first. Wow. Oh, there we go. Now it's activated. And there we go. That's funny, this one activated before the newer addressable detector, but at least they both activated, which is good. So we're going to let these smoke detectors air out, hopefully soon. But in the meantime, let's pull this pull station. Okay. Wow, there's a lot of strobe action going on. And we'll reset this pull station, get it back to normal, and press reset. And let's hope this system, well, the detectors that is, are aired out because we're pressing reset, so, hopefully these don't re-alarm. To wrap up this test, we'll be linking both of the panels together, which means if one panel activates, the other one will activate. And we'll be setting off the heat detector. So to do that, I have this nifty little fire extinguisher lighter, which is kind of ironic, I guess. It has a light on it too. So let's do that. Here we go. Okay, audible silence from both systems. And heat detector is actually kind of warm, so we'll let that cool down. And while it's cooling down, let's activate the BG12LX. And you can see BG12LX was activated. I'll reset that. Looks good, and I need that key again. Heat detector is kind of cooled down, so we will reset this panel and reset this panel. So that's going to do it for System Test 11 of... Gotta acknowledge the panels. Anyways, like I was saying, that's going to do it for System Test 11 with board number 1, and this was the no power test. So kind of an exciting video, again, kind of different. I enjoyed it, and I hope you all did as well. But that's going to do it. Thanks so much for watching. Hopefully the storm will end soon, and I'll get power back to my house.